Hey everybody, it's been a long while. For that, I apologize. For those of you that actually care, I'm looking to get back into this frequently and to a constant. For a while, um, after moving and getting married and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. So I haven't really been able to touch the YouTube channel for a while, and obviously I'm in a new recording space and everything. So um, this video is solely about one of the greatest men's fragrances of all time. Obviously, this is one of the top men's fragrances of all time. If you know anything about fragrance or a men's cologne, if you want to say that, and this is Creed Aventus. Now, I believe perfumed by Olivier Creed in 2010. Maybe Irwin Creed helped. I believe he did. Before anything, let's get to the notes here. In the top, I got a list here: bergamot, blackcurrant, apple, lemon, pink pepper. In the mids, you got pineapple, patchouli, and jasmine. And the base, you got oak moss, birch, musk, cedarwood, and ambroxan. Most importantly, what do I get? It's that classic Creed Aventus DNA. Because they use more naturals, things will be a little different depending on batches. I'm not even going to talk about the batch differentials and stuff like that. That's a story for a different day, and that's a story that has been told a million times already. For those of you that do care, this is obviously a real bottle. My batch code is F004082. So it's an F batch, which is one of the newer batches, at least from what I heard. When you get this, you get a nice box, you get a little pamphlet and everything, and you'll see Irwin Creed on there, and has some lettering on there. Of course, nice hefty metal cap, very nice pressurized atomizer. What do I get right off the top? Well, again, spray it on my arm, let it dry for just a second. I mean, it's Creed Aventus. Right off the top, a blast of pineapple. I've found that, at least in this batch, really like sour green apple. I've smelled other batches that are heavy on the pineapple, and one batch in particular that I got a sample of a while ago was very heavy on the birch wood. But this is very, very nicely balanced between, but it's very fruity in that opening, as it should be, because that apple hits pretty hard in the beginning. And most of the time, when people think Creed Aventus, they think pineapple, which is true. That's a heavy hitter, and that's why it's in the mid. It'll stay there a little longer. Projection. Honestly, 1 to 2 feet in the first hour to 2 hours max. I'm not gonna lie and say my money spent was like an amazing projector. It's a good, very good scent. You could argue it's overplayed, obviously. It projects really well. I haven't had any compliments with it, but I don't really search for those. Projects pretty well from my knowledge. Lasting power, I mean, for instance, I wore it this morning as my scent of the day when I went to work. I sprayed it on 6:15, 6:20 in the morning. Got home and I could still smell it on my neck a little bit. I sprayed it in the collar area, but I could still smell it on my neck. Just wafts of it. So it's still a skin scent for a while, because a lot of people argue this disappears within minutes, and if you're willing to pay the premium, you have to know what you're expecting. It's kind of like something like a Louis Vuitton. You're spending a premium for something that you know isn't going to be perfect. That's projection. And lasting power, I get about 8 hours, pretty flat, and it runs pretty well. As it dries down, you get into more of that musk, that oak moss, that cedar wood, and that ambroxan back base. Although it's not obviously not as heavy as Dior Sauvage, but you just get like that nice woody, basic masculine scent. pricing, I got a 50 ml for $220 on the website was Fragrance Lord. I believe they still have it on there, or it was, I think it was Beauty House or something, and I checked and they are authentic. They do sell authentic. Um, I mean, other than that, it's not an insane projector. It's Creed Aventus. It's an amazing men's scent. Highly suggest it. Um, 3 sprays last me a while. I don't ever go to an immense amount of sprays ever when I spray cologne because I don't want to. A classic. I forget who said it. Um, but it was said that you go into a room with cologne on to be discovered, not announced, because you can easily be announced if you spray and overspray and overspray. But to be discovered is better because then you walk by someone, you don't always need someone to say something. Most of the time, nobody's going to come up to you and say something that you smell good or whatever. But that's essentially Creed Aventus, and to me, it is what it is. I mean, you're paying a premium for Creed, and I know people don't like Creed sometimes, and they get pissed off by Creed, and they're annoyed by Creed because the price is compared to the lasting power. But this batch I got lasts, and it smells pretty good. It's heavy on the birches. This batch is anyway. I would suggest it, honestly. You can obviously get Club de Nuit Intense Man. There's clones of literally everything now. Literally everything. And people, most of the time, go for clones over something like this, like Club de Nuit Intense Man. Limited Edition, EDP, even the EDT, Parfum, whatever. Personally, I would say go for the original. I've always preferred the original over anything, regardless of how much money I can save. This is 100%, 100 times over. Highly suggested. If you can afford it, get Creed Aventus. If you can't, get Club de Nuit Intense Man. But is it still worth it? Yes and no. Like I just said, if you're willing to spend the money for a premium product, get it. 100%, 100 times over. If you don't have the money to afford, get Club de Nuit Intense Man. Get a sample of this. If you really love it, save up for it. That's all I gotta say. Minimal editing on this video. I'm not really gonna sit here and edit anything, really, but that's Creed Aventus. I mean, the pineapple cedar powerhouse, highly suggested. If you can get your hands on it, go ahead. If you can get a sample on it, go ahead. This DNA has been around for, at this point, 16 years. So you've definitely smelled something similar to it before, because even before clones were a huge thing, this was still being cloned. I mean, it's Creed Aventus. So, yeah. Other than that, I'll be back with some more reviews. I got 4 reviews I got in mind. I got a few other videos in mind. I am attempting to make a comeback. Different first time reactions and everything to different colognes and stuff like that. But this is my review of Creed Aventus. Finally, who is this for? This is for the guy that wants to stand out. And I know it might be indifferent to say because of how many clones of this there is and how huge this DNA is, but the truth of it all is no guy wears cologne every day. One in every, I forget the statistics, but the amount of people that wear cologne every day is not nearly high enough for you to not wear this just because of that thought. It's like Dior Sauvage. It doesn't matter if it's the best men's selling fragrance ever. You can still wear that every day and you're going to smell good and you're going to smell different. Because the truth, again, is not everybody wears something every day. I'll wear something every day from morning and I'll transition into something else in the night. Maybe switch it up, do whatever. Maybe wear one the full day, don't wear something in the night. It doesn't matter. I know people just wear 1 a day, sometimes 3 a day if they have something that doesn't last long. That's fine. Just remember the fact that even if you feel like what you're wearing isn't special because of the community, it's 100% more than enough, because nobody wears fragrances every day. Like 90% of the population in the USA does not wear fragrances every day. So keep that in mind. That it's like, wear what you want to wear. Also, don't feel obligated to wear what the internet's telling you to wear. Sample it. Always sample it, never blind buy, even though I'm guilty of doing that. Sample, buy if you love it. Don't just buy because you can. Sorry for the pep talk, but that's Creed Aventus. My final rating, 8.5 out of 10. The only thing that I would say is if it lasted an hour to 3 hours more, but really, I'm not obsessed with lasting power, so I'm not, it's not the biggest thing in the world to me. But this is Creed Aventus, the 2010 release, Eau de Parfum Concentration. Highly, highly suggested. If you guys have any questions or anything, please let me know. I'll be sure to try and talk in the comments or whatever. This is my review of Creed Aventus.